Today, we pit 10 competitors against one another to see who can reach level 70 first in World of Warcraft Dragonflight. The rules are simple. First, each person rolls their level's number. If the rolled number is half or higher, they advance to the next level and vice versa. Second, if they roll their level, they can re-roll and increase their leveling output. Third, if after level 10 they roll a natural 1, they must remove all armor from their person. 3 natural 1s from the competitor results in a reset. Finally, if anyone dies while trying to get their next level, their leveling for the day is over. With the rules explained, it's down to the timer to see who will take off ahead in the competition on this first day. Will the race remain close, or is there a blowout on the horizon? Everyone gets an initial starting point at this point, and there is no way to lose until level 3. The competition begins in 3, 2, 1... go! And it looks like we're off. Balhambi starts off by setting up their controls, and meanwhile Shalinda goes straight into the quest line, not too worried about everything being set up immediately. We have Karotic rolling his way into some wargs, Crackled riding a motorcycle while setting up his interface, Jimmy seems to be in a similar situation, having to make a long stretch toward the first quest marker. WTF's all set up and ready to start his massacre on the leper population, but what's this on our screen now, folk? It seems that Tover is first to make blood in the competition, reaching level 2 before anyone else. Not following too far behind him is Feral, who only gets in seconds afterwards. Jemmy sits right on the line and finishes crossing for a level up. WTF is about to turn in a quest, and it looks like he hits level 2 next. Same with Bo, the 5th competitor to hit the first level up. Bailgrun looks like he's about to jump on the train and make a sextuple tie. Shalinda sits on the brink and decides to go ahead and add herself to the list of rapid levelers. And it looks like that's it for now, as Feral continues to move on to his stretch of quest. Or is it? We see that Crackled is about ready to get a quest turned in, and he is okay to move on to the second level. And not too far behind him is Karotic with a push onto the next stage, being the 9th to hit the line. And finally, Bolavine will be joining him, making him the final leveler of the first level era. So here it is, a reasonably close race beginning as Tover works on his task in Gilneas. Remember, rolls don't start till level 3, so everyone is guaranteed to only work on their speed. And each contestant seems to push for the next level rapidly, trying to make the frontier spots. And here we've got Bo getting her last fight knocked down, and the question is, will this be enough to level her? And the answer is yes, as she makes the first step at the level 3, but it looks like the roll will knock her out of the spotlight, making her the first competitor to go down. Meanwhile, we see Shalinda about to hit level 3, but not before WTF hits it first and gets set up for the roll. He keeps going for one more level. Jimahara follows seats, setting up for the first roll of the competition and sticking it for another round. Shalinda is not too far behind as she sets up for the roll and is the second to go. It looks like Feral wants in on the action, making him the 5th for the roll as he stays for the time being. Belgrun is up next, setting up his roll and getting to go ahead with a max roll, followed by a guaranteed mark of 1 level. Close calls follow Karotic as he gets the 7th place contender roll, and it looks like he is the 3rd competitor to flop this round. Tover pulls the next one off and sets himself up for the next level, getting a successful push into the challenge. What a knockout of ties it was to see so far in the race to level 70, and we're sure to see a couple more before the dust settles. Jemmy sets herself up to get a few quests done for some massive experience points, but not before Tover annihilates level 4 and pushes himself into the roll for level 5 with great success. And with Bolvine just now hitting level 3, even with a guaranteed 2-level roll, he'll need to step it up to catch the new leader. Already we're seeing a split between the different competitors as WTF hasn't even gotten past 1 bar of experience. And competitors don't seem to be faring too much better as Feral only finds himself halfway through the bend. Tovers holds all the power to run away with an early read right now. Can the competitors hope to bring themselves back into the competition, or will it be an uphill battle? The fight goes on as Belgrin goes to find some artifacts and a cask of beer for the experience. It seems like most of the competitors are left in a gathering quest stage that is slowing them down. Jemmy seems to have the closest in catching up to the elusive warlock at this moment, but the question is, does WTF have enough experience to push for level 4 with this quest turn-in? It seems not, as we'll have to watch Feral pick up yet more flowers, and what's worse is Crackle is just now getting to his 3rd level. And although it seems like he's getting the roll, Tovers is free to continue pushing forwards as he obtains level 5s and gets the roll to move on to the next level. So not 1 but 2 levels ahead of our lowest competitor in Cracked. What a showing for the Warlock. Can someone hope to, well, wait, hold on a minute, the camera just switched over to WTF as he gets another level, and the roll looks good to go for the gnome, so good for him. What's more, Crackled must have been holding on to some serious quest as he approaches level 4. Jemmy's making an effort in what appears to be a mass killing of flowers. No one can quite catch up yet, but it looks like they're trying, as Feral stands on that line to take the 3rd spot into level 4. Tovers is not going to hold on to the spotlight as Feral does in fact get level 4 and the guaranteed 2-level roll. Division spread as we watch Bolvine struggle to push up for the next gear, and with Bailgrun still on his gathering quest, the seeds are sowing for a sticky staircase. Crackled has a chance to get to level 4 next, only 1 bar away from the opportunity. He is tight in competition as Jemmy works to wrap up some of her quest grasslands. They may yet get a break as WTF finds himself on a fetch quest, but not from Pharaoh, who is rapidly firing spiders down for fast-paced attacks. However, they are all about to catch a break as it seems like Tovers has been caught in a 2-minute slowdown. This is a chance for the competitors to make moves, and it starts with Crackled, who gets level 4. As that roll comes out, he finds himself stuck as the 4th competitor to go out for the day. Volbond is up next, and he keeps making that move towards level 4, having guaranteed 2 levels from his previous max roll. I assume Belgrun gets the next push here as he completes the quest, receives the level, and goes on for a roll that guarantees him 3 more levels. Wow, great for him. Indeed, the others take full advantage. After all, look at that second quest from Jemmy, but it sadly seems that WTF isn't quite able to keep up with himself as the second place capitalizer. Pharaoh instead pulls ahead, if only barely, to obtain the silver. Tovers is still stuck in a 2-minute timer, and with that, Pharaoh is now tying the leader and knocks on the door to surpass him. And just like that, what seems like a separating constellation turns into a collapsing star. Meanwhile, Jemmy reaches level 4 and gets a guaranteed roll off 1 level. WTF works to get a stack of quests done, but has found a rare that'll probably help him boost him up. It looks like Pharaoh officially has taken the crowning spot from Tovers. Meanwhile, the Worgen still finds himself on the timer for at least another 40 seconds. Bolvan's student quest turn-in are going to be stopped, it seems, by Jemihara shooting herself up to level 5 and settling for the rule, only to find herself to be the 5th person knocked out of the round. Perhaps if you all clicked on the like button of this video, she'll come back stronger than ever in the next round. Though I'm sure WTF won't mind taking the spotlight any moment now from the Drain Eye. Pharaoh looks to turn in a quest, only to have the camera stolen as WTF makes his step into level 5 and gets 1 more roll from another level. Tover's spot as the leader slowly falls with still 20 seconds left for the Worgen in his long-winded quest. Now even those who are falling behind are catching up to the clutching pile as Bolvine knocks down the door to level 5. Belgrun on the other hand looks like he's still recovering from the Gathering Quest extravaganza. WTF pushes to appeal for the silver spot, and Pharaoh takes full advantages of his circumstances to split the gap between him and Tovers. Meanwhile, the Warlock gets out of his binds and now sits only 1% behind Pharaoh's reign. Others like Bolvine are still trying to push themselves forward, and Belgrun's the only one not at or near level 5's Warm Embrace. Everyone is currently in quest push mode to try to find another larger amount of experience at once. Does Pharaoh get his level right here to keep the crown? And it doesn't look like he does. And Tovers is setting up a dogfight for the frontier spot as he makes his way through Gilneas. However, we are approaching the time for the lightning round levels, so let's see the speed of these contenders. Bolvine goes first to level 5, shooting himself a successful dice for another push. Belgrun follows a surprising suit to clutch himself back into the race and keeps moving as a part of his guaranteed. Tover takes the lead with his level and still manages to get 1 more to propel forwards. It looked like Pharaoh follows the bronze as WTF takes silver's jewel, and that roll unfortunately is no good as he becomes the 6th individual to hit the floor for the day. Is this Pharaoh's opportunity to keep the fight? The answer doesn't look good as the roll knocks him out as the 7th competitor falters, and now the clutch to keep pushing as Bolvine makes his way to level 6 and has the green light for 1 more level. Belgrun doesn't relinquish his title either as the dwarf makes 1 more level and is guaranteed up to level 7. Tovers is still holding 1 level strong, getting to level 7 and making the stitching efforts to move away from his competitors, and if you thought we were over with him, you'd be mistaken as he accomplishes 1 more level before finally crashing down in his roll, making him the 8th to go. And so now the dogfight goes between the 2 slowest competitors as Bolvine hits level 7 and gets a guaranteed 3 levels, but Belgrun doesn't give up so easily as he also hits level 7 and shoots for a guaranteed 4 levels. And so now they work to rack up as many potential points as possible to see who holds silver and gold crowns. Bolvine hits level 8, Belgrun not too far behind his competitor follows suit into combat. Bolvine then gets to level 9 without much issue. Belgrun responds by jumping the ladder to keep up with his competitor, but ultimately Bolvine is the first to hit double digits and work his way into a new zone. Yet Belgrun keeps his momentum moving, and despite being silver, he also gears the order. Specializations are selected as Bolvine takes the assassination from his choice of combat. Meanwhile, Belgrun decides to go protection, likely going down a dungeon's route for his leveling style. In a dungeon, it looks like Bolvine finally collapses against the boss, making him the 9th competitor to fall, and so Belgrun's the only one left to move forward as he manages to accomplish not 1, but 2 levels ahead of his next competitor before the rolls finally knock him out for the day. And so there you have it, we have our competitors established, but if you want to see a solo video of a challenge run, then I encourage you to check out this video here about a Death Knight's turmoil of dealing with disintegrated armor.